Hello friends, let's start our yoga practice with setting an intention. Let go of all that no longer serves you. Focus on the breath. Inhale through the nose. Fill the lungs with air and let your stomach expand as if your whole body was filling full of air. Exhale through the mouth, letting all that air out like a deflated balloon. Now let us do some side stretches. The elbow on the floor should be kept at a 90-degree angle. Heart to the sky, fingers stretched. Look up if you can. And now the other side. Do it again on each side if it feels good for you. Now let's stretch the spine in another direction, half forward of the fish's pose. Hold as long as you would like. Switch sides. From here, place the top knee right on top of the bottom knee if you can, and have your feet out to the side, shoelace pose. If you can keep the back straight and lean forward, this really helps open up the hips. Now sit up and switch legs. Again, top knee should be right on top of bottom knee. Raise your arms above your head to stretch out your torso before leaning forward. I'm holding this for about 25 seconds, but you can do more or less, whichever is more comfortable for you. Now bring one foot in toward your pelvis and stretch out the other leg. We're going to do side stretches again, but with a leg extended, you can get a deeper stretch. You can do heart to the sky, or you can lean forward, holding the foot and placing your head as far down as feels comfortable. And now the other side. Hold as long as you like, but try to do the same amount of time on each side. Now get on all fours in tabletop, flat back. Arch your back and look up. This is cow pose. A great way to warm up the spine. Round your back. This is cat pose. Do this as many times as you like. Now tuck your toes under and lift up into down dog. A great way to stretch the back of your legs. It's also a great way to stretch out the shoulders and arms. If you can, lift one leg up to the sky. If you can't go as high as I'm going right now, that's okay. Just go as high as you can. Bring that lifted leg forward into a lunge. Bring your torso up. There's many things you can do with your arms here. You can place on your knee. You can raise them above your head. But if balance is an issue, I would keep my hands on my knee, torso straight. This helps strengthen your torso and your legs. Come down into plank, chaturanga, upward dog, back into down dog. And now we're going to do the other side. When in one-legged dog, do your best to keep your hips straight. Also, try to keep that front knee right above your foot. Arms straight up to the sky. There's a lot of power, strength, and balance in this pose. This helps with stamina. Warms up all your muscles. Plank, chaturanga, upward dog. Look to each side. Look behind you. Back into down dog. Your heels do not have to touch the ground. Just bring them down as far as you can. Now I'm bringing one leg forward again, back into lunge, back into plank, chaturanga, upward dog, building strength and power. Use your breath, deep breaths in and out. And again, do this as many times as you'd like. It really builds strength and stamina. Warms up all of your muscles. Down dog. Keep alternating sides. Each time you lift a leg, try to go a little higher. If it hurts, don't go that far. This time I bent my extended leg, brought it around to the other side. Wild thing. Helps prepare you for wheel. If you can't do this yet, don't worry. Just stay in downward dog or one-legged dog. Or you could go back to lunge. Great back bend. Strengthens the arms. Walk it out, hop forward. Standing forward fold. If you can't go as far as this, don't worry about it. Here you could utilize blocks. You should have a straight back for halfway pose. Notice how my back is pretty much straight, but only because I have those blocks to extend my arms. Depending on your arm length, you can lay the blocks down, you can stand them up. I prefer to stand them up. You can also put your weight into your fists. This helps put less pressure on your wrists. And grab the big toes. This is big toe pose. You're folding, you're grabbing the toes. It's helping to pull you closer to your body. If you can't go that far, it's okay. Come up into chair, reach high for the sky, heart to the sky, almost like you're sitting in a chair. Hands in prayer, elbows out. Now twist to the side and place opposite elbow on opposite knee. Great twisting pose for the spine. Strengthens legs, helps with stamina and balance. Hold as long as you like. If you can, extend the opposite leg back out into lunge, twisted lunge. Keep that top elbow pointed to the sky, hands flat together. Bring it back if you can. Bring those arms back up, stand up straight. Now dive it down, back into chair, and twist to the other side, opposite elbow to opposite knee. Step back if you can, twisted lunge. Hold as long as you can. Working on your balance, your stamina. Bring it back, twist forward, stand up. Engage your thighs here in Tadasana, mountain pose. Raise your arms up to the sky. Bring them back down and lift one foot onto your thigh. Lift your arms back up. Put them in prayer if you can. Tree pose. There are a few different variations to this pose. You could put the foot down lower on your leg if you can't put it as high as I had it, but never ever put your foot on your knee. This is a no-no. I like it here. Hold as long as you can, working on your balance. Now, strengthen your leg out to the front. Try to keep your leg as straight as possible. And if you can, bring your leg behind you as straight with the hip as possible. Use blocks or books to utilize a straight back. Toes pointed. I'll show you from the side now. Like most asanas, there's different variations you can utilize. You can extend your arms behind you, try to straighten them as much. As you can see, I'm really struggling with my balance here. You can put them in prayer at your chest. You can put them out forward. And then bring your knee up to your chest and try to twist it out to the side, opening the hip. Bring it back to center. And now the other side. Back to tree. You can put your foot on your upper thigh or down on your calf, hands in prayer or above your head, whichever is more comfortable for you. I apologize for the sideways view. I could not figure out how to fix it. I'll get better, I promise. Hold as long as you can. Straighten your leg out to the front and then to the back. I'm just gonna move my arms forward. Try to get a little room here away from the wall. And now for a side view. If you have a mirror or a phone with a camera, you can watch yourself do these poses and you can really assess your form that way. Come down into a seated position, put your feet flat against each other and flap your butterfly wings. Hold your feet together if you must. This really opens up the hips. Now I'm going to show you fire log pose. The thing here is you want to keep your legs parallel, one on top of the other, foot on top of knee, foot under knee. So really look for a straight line here. And if you can lean forward, but keep your back straight, you can really open up the hips. This is great for sciatica. Now see what I'm doing here? I'm going down low because it felt good for me, but my back was rounded. It's not exactly the right way to do it. Right here, my back is straight and I can really feel it in my hips. It's a great stretch. If it hurts, don't go that far. I'm just going to do some windshield wiper. And now I'm going to do the other side. Remember, leg on top of leg must be straight. This is not Sukhasana, easy pose, or Indian style, or crisscross applesauce, whatever you want to call it. It's straight leg on top of straight leg. And this is what I mean by my back being straight. I mean, yes, it's actually diagonal, but there's no rounding of the back. Or at least very little rounding of the back. Now sit up straight. Really use your core muscles here. When you're ready, release. Transition into tabletop and down into child's pose. Great way to stretch out the shoulders, in between the shoulder blades, your arms. This is also a hip opener, a resting pose. Some people use it as a warm-up pose. It's relaxing, it's soothing. Now, if you can, keep your hips anchored to the mat and stretch your arms to one side. After a few breaths, let's move it to the other side. Really stretches the side of your torso. Back to center and lift. Now I'm going to transition onto my back. And here I'm going to show you happy baby. Now if you can just imagine a happy baby holding on to his or her toes, legs open wide, opening the hips, rock back and forth if it feels good for you. If not, just stay center and let your knees drop down to the floor as far as you can. This is also great for opening up the lower back. Stay here as long as you'd like, and then bring your knees back together. Straighten out your legs. And now let's lay here in Savasana for a few moments. While here, I want your legs straight, and I want you to imagine your toes relaxing, your feet relaxing, your legs, your knees, your thighs, your hips, everything falling into the floor. Let gravity take you down. Relax your belly, your chest, your arms, your shoulders, your fingers, your head, your mind. Focus on the breath. Try to increase the spaces in between the fleeting thoughts. It's very important to end your practice with rest or meditation, reflection. Now I want you to bring your awareness back to your toes. Wiggle your toes, awaken them, awaken your feet, awaken your lower legs, awaken your knees. Bring awareness back to your thighs, your buttocks, your hips, your belly, your chest, all of your torso, your hands, your arms, your elbows, your head. Bring your knees to chest. Give yourself a hug. You deserve it. Rock back and forth if it feels good for you. Roll to the side and sit up. You've just completed a beginner's practice. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much. Namaste.